Hey, if y'all gonna cancel Pepe Le Pew, then y'all need to go ahead and cancel Johnny Bravo. Y'all need to go and cancel Steve Urkel. You know what I'm saying? It's a list of motherfuckers that need to be canceled if we talking about canceling Pepe Le Pew. You know what I'm saying? Cause Pepe Le Pew ain't the only aggressive motherfucker that's out there on these shows. Cancel Nikki Parker. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being funny right now, being sarcastic, because I feel like it's all bullshit to begin with. These are TV shows. These are not real life scenario. Well, they are real life scenarios, but I mean, in this instance, these are TV shows. But y'all hollering about it, y'all want to cancel these motherfuckers. Y'all want to cancel a motherfucking cartoon character that was written in the goddamn 1940s before we was all even born. Why y'all canceling the character when you need to cancel the motherfucker that wrote the motherfucker that's making him do these things? I just don't understand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 14 of the Don't Piss Me Off podcast. Podcast in under 20 minutes. Y'all know the motto. Y'all know the slogan. YouTube, Spotify. This is your boy Mike Bundy. And what we talking about today is the cancel culture. This whole little cancel culture that has been going on for it's been going on for a while now with this new generation. You know, the question that we asking is this new generation, are they sensitive or are they more aware of what's going on in the world? Do you see it as a problem? Is it annoying to you? How do you feel about the situation? Of course, I'm going to explain to you how I feel about the situation. I'm going to give you some key points. And, you know, it's just all crazy to me. Now, for those that don't know what cancel culture is, cancel culture basically is a modern form of ostracism in which someone is thrust out of a social or professional circle, whether it be online, social media, or in person. There's a lot of people that's been canceled, y'all. There's a lot of people that they try to get canceled. Now, some people that, you know, they won't cancel is kind of like far-fetched, but then you have some people that deserve to be canceled. For instance, we have people like Roseanne. Now, if you don't know who Roseanne is, Roseanne is Roseanne Barr. She's an actress. She is the star of the Roseanne show, which I believe came out in the 80s. And then they revived it maybe like 2-3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you know, shortly after the revival of the Roseanne show, I believe she made some racist remarks. I'm not too sure of exactly what she said. That's something that you would have to do your Googles for. But she made some racist remarks and she was canceled. Her show was not canceled. They just kicked her off her own damn show, which is, I'm not going to say it's crazy because I believe what she said was totally out of line. So sometimes some people need to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like sometimes with this cancel culture thing, it's not fair across the board. Charlie Sheen admitted to whatever he did to, you know, these women that he were involved with. And Charlie Sheen's show is still on the air. But we have people like Bill Cosby. You know, we know what Bill Cosby did. I'm not saying he's right for it. Bill Cosby's in jail, and they tried to cancel the Bill Cosby show on TV. Luckily, it has come back on TV, but he was one of the ones that they was quick to pull the plug on. You know, and like I said, sometimes I feel like it's not fair across the board. You know, they cancel athletes, particularly black athletes, for whatever reason, but they don't cancel the white athletes. Big Ben for the Steelers. You know, if you don't know the situation with Big Ben, once again, do your Googles. You know, sometimes I don't have time to sit here and tell y'all everything that these people did. You'll have to do your Google research. But I'm going to give you the names. Big Ben. You can look him up. This white guy that just beat the shit out of his girlfriend. God forgive me for saying it like that, but he just beat his girlfriend, which happened to be a black woman. This was a couple of months ago. You know, they're not even talking about that shit no more. But right now they on Deshaun Watson ass for some allegations and trying to get him canceled. See, these are the examples that I'm talking about. But this whole cancel culture thing, with this generation, I feel like, me personally, I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like you do have your sensitive people, but then you do have your people that are aware of the things that took place in the past and how it may make people feel uncomfortable. And these are the people that want to take approach and take action to know how to handle things in the future. But then, like I said, you have the sensitive people that just want everything gone. They want everything canceled. I opened the show talking about Pepe Le Pew. They want Pepe Le Pew canceled because they say he gives off rapey vibes. He's a cartoon character, you know. They written him like that. They wrote him like that. Excuse me. Like I said earlier, if you want him canceled, cancel the writer. or change the character. Why just cancel a cartoon character as a whole? Just change the dynamic of the character. I mean, it's really simple. You know, I feel like this generation would have, you know, I come from a generation where I seen things on TV that, you know, that I'm grown now, I'm 35 years old. I go back and look at things from the 90s, like things like In Living Color and different shows. And there's no way that these people today would have been able, if they're this sensitive about what's going on today, there's no way they would have survived in the 90s. You know, back then, everything was pushing the envelope and it was okay. You know, but people were, well, let me take that back. I'm not going to say it's okay, but people were less sensitive. You know, people had a better sense of humor in the older generations. People know how to, you know, people knew how to take things on the chin and laugh about it, you know, from stand-up comedy to skit comedy like In Living Color and Mad TV and Saturday Night Live. Even though Saturday Night Live still comes on today, you know, it was a lot more hardcore back then. And, you know, those shows back then, they pushed the envelope on everything from gays to religion to a lot of things that are taboo to talk about right now. And like I said, I feel like if this generation is this, you know, they would have not survived the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, or anything, you know, from the past generations. But like I said, I do commend the people that are aware of what's going on and they want to change the narrative and the dynamic of the future. I don't have a problem with that. You know, I have kids that will be adults in the future. The thing is, you know, I feel like everything now is more accessible. You know, these kids have these phones, you know, these kids didn't grow up outside. You know, we had our video games and stuff like that, but we were more active and social kids amongst our peers. Now these kids, they don't go outside, they don't play with their friends, they do everything on the phone, sit at home on a tablet, and they have access to pretty much anything they want. You know, it's our responsibility as parents to block certain things, but you can't be there all the time and you can't block everything. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I want to talk about this Lil Nas X situation. Now, what I want to say about that is you got a lot of people that's pissed off about the video, that he did not see the video. I don't want to see the video. I seen pictures of it and I seen people talking about it. So I kind of got an idea of what's going on. Let me say I don't have a problem with Lil Nas X. I commend him for who he is, and what, you know, his art, his craft, that's him. I'm not a fan of Lil Nas X, so I won't watch the video, and whatever he does does not bother me because I'm not a fan of his music, so I don't give a shit what he do. And that's the message that I want to relate to a lot of y'all, is that you would not be so bothered by stuff if you just don't pay attention to it. Or, you know, people claim that they don't care about certain things, but they're the ones constantly watching it. If you don't care about certain things, why do you pay attention? You don't have to watch it. The only aspect that I can agree with people that were saying that, you know, they may not want their kids to see that, because I know Lil Nas X has a large following of children and they may not want their children to see this video. And I get that because I don't want my kid to see it. But I'm not going to hate this man, and I'm not going to try to get this man canceled for something that he obviously put out there to piss the people off, because he knew it was going to people off and he knew exactly who to target. You know, it was a lot of you foul weather Christians. I'm going to say this on this motherfucking podcast. Y'all try to condemn people for certain sins when all sin is wrong. So you can't condemn one person for something that they're doing that you don't agree with, but you live in a whole nother sin. I don't understand that. But back to my point with Lil Nas X, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it and you will not be offended. I understand he's coming out with some shoes, some Satan shoes or some shit like that from Nike. People talking about they're going to cancel Nike. Come on, man. Y'all not finna cancel. Nike will never be canceled. No, you may stop buying Nike. That's your business. Nike is going to have, always going to have people, so no matter what they do. I hate to say it, but Nike's going to have people that's going to support them. You think Nike give a fuck about, you know, people not buying their shoes because of a decision or a deal they got with Lil Nas X? They going to still make that money because they're going to have the same amount of people that's going to buy the shoes of the people that's talking about canceling them. And some of you motherfuckers that I see on about y'all finna cancel Nike was the same motherfuckers was on Facebook last week talking about Air Max Day. So you got to pick a side, man. But with this whole cancel culture thing, Lil Wayne, how many times we gonna cancel Lil Wayne after all the things that he done said, he done done. We done seen him with Trump. We seen him make out how Black Lives Matter does not affect him and all this shit. And people say he was canceled. But every time Lil Wayne drop a CD, motherfuckers jamming that motherfucker. Y'all said y'all was gonna cancel R. Kelly. People still jamming R. Kelly. Y'all said y'all was gonna cancel Kanye. People still jam Kanye. I think the only person that may have stuck true from the black community with a cancellation was Chrisette Michele. And I'm not even sure if that stuck. I don't really know. I know who she is. I know her music, but I don't know what type of following she had before she did the Trump inauguration. So I really don't know how that stuck. But everybody else that y'all say y'all gonna cancel, you may cancel them for about a month or two. Then somehow they find their way back in your good graces and everything is back to normal. So what I'm here to say is sometimes I feel like with my people, and I hate to say it like that, y'all may be, they may not like to want some motherfucker, and we be right back in their face or fucking with them months later, and I can go on and on about the list of people. I can go on and on with a list of people, rather, of, who we said should be canceled, from actors to singers to, athletes. And like I said, it just don't stick. I think at the end of the day, we all have to have our own conscious mind and make up and decide what we want to support and what we don't want to support. And I want to tell y'all that whatever you support and whatever's in your heart, then that's fine. You should not let the outside deter you from supporting what you want to support, no matter how they feel about it. Because at the end of the day, you live your own life. I'm not worried about people being mad at me because I choose to support whatever it is they may not like. I don't give a fuck. If they don't like it, then they don't have to pay attention to it. If I feel like I want to support it, then that's just what I'm going to do. And I encourage y'all to do the same. I don't have no guests on this episode, so I won't spend a lot of time talking about this whole cancel culture thing. I just kind of wanted to give my little spiel real quick. Of course, you can Google what cancel culture is. You can look up examples, all the people that's been canceled and these type of things like that. But I do appreciate y'all listening every week. This is episode 14 of the Don't Piss Me Off podcast. Your boy Mike Bundy. And don't get canceled out there, y'all. Y'all be safe, and I love all y'all. Peace.